Okay, our next topic is mutation. Mutation. Okay, so what are mutation? Mutation is the sudden heritable change in the genetic material of an organism. So anything which is happened suddenly to the genetic material and which will alter the phenotypic expression or which will alter the expression of that particular genetic material. Okay, so such changes are called the mutation. Such changes are called mutation. Okay, so mutation are discontinuous source of variation. We can say mutation are discontinuous source of variation. Discontinuous source of variation. Okay, and the term mutation, which was coined by the scientist Hugo de Virus. Hugo de Virus is the who coined the term mutation. Okay, so Hugo de Virus studies mutation in the plant Oenothera lamarckiana. Okay, he studied his studies regarding the mutation he done in the plant Oenothera lamarckiana. Okay, which is called evening prime rose. Evening prime rose. Okay, so he done his mutation studies in the plant Oenothera lamarckiana. This is called evening prime rose. It is a hybrid plant. Actually, Oenothera, it is a hybrid plant. It is a hybrid plant. And he observed 834 mutations. He observed 834 mutations. Okay, he observed 834 mutations from 54,343. 54,343 plants. So he done this much experiments in plants and he observed 834 mutations from Oenothera lamarckiana. Okay, so Hugo de Virus, he coined the term mutation and he done his experiment in the Oenothera lamarckiana. It is a hybrid plant and he observed 834 mutations from 54,343 plants. Okay, then the credit of discovery of mutation is given to Morgan. Actually, Hugo de Virus coined all these things, but the credit of the discovery of mutation is given to the scientist Morgan. Given to the scientist Morgan. Okay. Why? Because he observed some white-eyed male Drosophila in a population of red-eyed Drosophila. Okay. So he observed white-eyed male Drosophila in red-eyed population. Okay, so that is actually a change. Okay, so in Drosophila, eye color is a sex-linked character. Okay, eye color is a sex-linked character. In Drosophila, eye color is a sex-linked character. Sex-linked character. So there is a change in the sex-linked character, which means there may be a change in the chromosome. Okay, there may be a change in the chromosome. So genetically, the gene of eye color is located on the X chromosome. Okay, the gene which are responsible for the eye color is present in the X chromosome. So gene of red-eyed is dominant over gene of white-eyed. Okay, so that's why the credit of the discovery of mutation is given to the Morgan. Then Muller. The other scientists are Muller. Okay, the scientist who done his studies in Drosophila again by Muller. So the scientist Muller, he discovered induced mutation. Induced mutation. Mutation are of two types. That is somatic mutation and induced mutation. Okay. Somatic means which normally occur in the somatic cells. Okay, which is by environmental factors or by environmental influences, some mutations are happen in an organism. That is called somatic mutation, that naturally occurring mutation. But come to induced mutation, which is induced by artificially. Okay, that are what forced to apply that mutation by using some chemicals, some physical factors. Okay, that is our human influence will be there. Okay, so that is somatic mutation and induced mutation. Muller discovered induced mutation. Okay, so he induced mutation in Drosophila with the help of X-rays. So Muller induced mutation in Drosophila. He induced mutation in Drosophila by using X-rays. With the help of X-rays, he induced mutation in Drosophila. Then, Macfarlane Burnett. Okay, Macfarlane, then Burnett, Neil Jern. Macfarlane, Burnett, and Neil Jern. Okay, so these scientists induce mutation in B lymphocytes of blood to obtain new antibiotics. So these scientists, they induced mutation in B lymphocyte. Muller induced the mutation in Drosophila with the help of X-rays. Macfarlane, Burnett, and Neil Jern, they induced mutation in B lymphocytes of blood to obtain new antibody, for the production of new antibodies. Okay, then Beadle and Totem. Next one is Beadle and Totem. Beadle and Totem. Okay, so Beadle and Totem, they give the market. Beadle and Totem, so they induce mutation in Neurospora. Okay, Beadle and Totem, they induced mutation in Neurospora to study nutritional mutation. To study the nutritional mutation with the help of UV rays or X-rays. Okay, so we will discuss it somewhat detail. So Beadle and Totem. Beadle and Totem, they done their mutation experiments in Neurospora. Neurospora is a model organism. Neurospora, to understand the nutritional mutation. To understand the nutritional mutation. Okay. Nutritional mutation. To understand the nutritional mutation with the help of UV rays and X-rays. They use UV rays and X-rays. UV rays and X-rays. Okay. So what they done is, they take a wild Neurospora. They take a wild Neurospora and radiate that wild Neurospora using UV radiation. So as a result, mutant Neurospora may form. Mutant Neurospora. Mutant Neurospora. Okay. So the wild Neurospora, they are prototroph in nature. Prototroph in nature. And whereas the newly formed mutant neurospora, they are auxotroph in nature. Auxotroph. Okay, so I will tell you what are prototroph and auxotroph. So while neurospora, they are prototroph in nature, they are subjected to the UV radiation. As a result of the mutational changes happened, mutant neurospora develop. Okay, so they are auxotroph in nature. So normal neurospora can be grown in minimal medium. That is with only some minimum nutrients are present. That is called minimal medium, because it can make all nutrients for itself. Okay, so prototroph means neurospora, they can make their own nutrients. Okay, they can make their own nutrients. That's why it is called as nutritional mutation. Okay, nutrient. So what happened means, normally, that is the wild neurospora, we can culture that wild neurospora in a medium containing very minimum amount of nutrients. Why? Because they are prototroph in nature, so they can prepare their own nutrient by themselves. Okay, but when we provide UV radiation and it becomes some genetic changes happen to the neurospora, then it becomes auxotroph in nature. Auxotroph in nature. Okay, so auxotroph means what? That is when mutant neurospora doesn't have the capability to grow in minimum medium, because due to mutation it loses the genes which prepare nutrients. Okay, so auxotroph means they have lack of their ability to prepare their own, lack of their ability to make their own nutrients. Okay, they lack their ability, or some genes are mutant. Then some genes have lost the ability to prepare their own some special nutrients. Example, vitamin B or thiamine. Okay, example, vitamin B or thiamine. Okay, so normally a wild neurospora, they have the ability to prepare vitamin B or thiamine, but when mutation happens, that is, it is radiated under the UV radiation, then what happens means that neurospora lose the ability to prepare their own special nutrients, example, vitamin B or thiamine. Okay, so when vitamin B or thiamine was given to mutant neurospora, then the growth of neurospora was normal. Okay, while we are growing neurospora in a culture medium, okay, while we are growing neurospora in a culture medium, we will discuss all these culture medium and how it is growing in the upcoming chapters. Okay, then, so while we are growing the mutant neurospora in a culture medium, if we are providing the vitamin B or thiamine by providing the vitamin B and thiamine in the medium itself, so that the mutant neurospora can be grow as normal wild neurospora. Okay, so this is called auxotroph. Then M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, other great scientist, that is M.S. Swaminathan. M.S. Swaminathan. So, he induced mutation in wheat with the help of gamma rays. He induced mutation in wheat. Okay, he induced mutation in wheat with the help of gamma rays. With the help of gamma rays. Okay, to obtain good variety. Actually, he done this induction of mutation in wheat to obtain good varieties. Okay, to obtain good varieties. Then as a result of this, he get a variety that named as Sharbadi Sonara. Sharbadi Sonara. Okay, so as a result of his mutation activities in wheat with the help of gamma rays, he gets a good variety of wheat, that is Sharbati Sonara. Clear? Then genes induce mutation in another gene. Okay, so these are about the major milestone. We can say milestone, the major contribution by famous scientists in the mutations. Then gene which induces mutation in another gene. Gene which induces mutation in another genes are called mutator gene. Mutator gene. Gene which induces mutation in another gene, that are called mutator gene. Okay, then and gene in which mutation is induced, that is called mutable gene. That is called mutable gene. Okay, mutator gene and mutable gene. Mutator gene means the gene which has the ability to induce mutation in another gene, that is called mutator gene, and gene in which mutation is induced, that is called mutable gene. Okay, some terms we are going to see, that is called mutable gene. Okay, then what are mutants? Then another term is mutant. So mutant is the unit of mutation. It is the unit of mutation. Unit of mutation. Okay, so it is the smallest part of DNA which undergo mutation. Okay, it may contain one nucleotide. So mutant contain only one nucleotide. One nucleotide. Okay, so what are mutant? Mutant are the unit of mutation, and it is the smallest part of DNA which undergoes mutation. It may contain only single nucleotide. Okay, so these are about mutant. Then we will discuss about the types of mutation now. So already one type we discussed, that is somatic mutation and induced mutation. Somatic mutation means the mutation which takes place or which is happened in an organism by nature itself, and induced mutation means mutation which are induced to a organism by some artificial method, by using some mutagens or some agents which are responsible for the formation of mutation. Then two types of mutations are there, point mutation and two types of mutations are there, that is point mutation or gene mutation or chromosomal mutation. Okay, point mutation. Point mutation, also known as gene mutation, then chromosomal mutation. Chromosomal mutation. Point mutation and chromosomal mutation. Okay, so point mutation. First we will discuss about point mutation. It refers to the alteration of single base pair of DNA or a small number of adjacent base pair. So point mutation, also known as gene mutation, point mutation or gene mutation. Point mutation or gene mutation. So it is normally happen to a single gene. Okay, it is normally happen to a single base pair or a smaller number of adjacent base pair. Okay, so this type of mutation happened is called point mutation. And if you see point mutation, okay, so it include only a single base pair. Single base pair. Okay, changes happen to a single base pair is called point mutation. There are two types of point mutation, two main types. Base pair substitution. Base pair substitution. Base pair substitution. Base pair insertion or deletion. Base pair insertion or deletion. Okay, base pair substitution and base pair insertion or deletion. What are base pair substitution? What are base pair substitution? We will discuss first what are base pair substitution. base pair substitution. So the word it is clear, substitution. Okay, substitution means in any games or anything, in athletes or any games, one gamer or one player has got any injury. Instead of that particular player, another player will what plays the game. That is called substitute. Okay, that person is called substitute. So base pair substitution are mutation in which there is a change in the DNA such that one base pair is replaced by another. So one base pair is changed by another base pair. Okay, so mutation happened to a particular gene that one base pair is changed or mutate by another base pair. One base pair is changed by another base pair. Okay, these type of mutations are called base pair substitution. So base pair substitutions are mutation in which there is a change in the DNA that one base pair is replaced by another. One base pair is replaced by another. And base pair substitution are of two types, that is transition substitutions, and another one is transversion. Transition and transversion. Okay, so I think you may be familiar about the terms, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine. Okay, all these words I think you may familiar. Okay, so C-U-T, cut. C-U-T. Okay, C-U-T, cut. Cytosine, uracil, thymine. Okay, cytosine, uracil, thymine. Okay, so these three are called pyrimidine. Then adenine and guanine are called purine. Okay, so you may know that DNA is composed of what? DNA, it consists of a sugar, that is ribose sugar, plus ribose sugar, then it should be contain a nucleotide or nitrogen base pair. Okay, contain a nitrogen base pair, then it contain a phosphate group. Okay, so this is the composition of a DNA. Okay, it contain a backbone sugar, ribose sugar will be there, then side hand there will be a nitrogen base pair, then it has a phosphate linking. Okay, so phosphate helps to join the adjacent to ribose sugar. So nitrogen base pair is the pyrimide and purine. Nitrogen base pair are the pyrimidine and purine. Okay, then that nitrogen base pair, it has a complementarity. Okay, if you are studying the molecular basis of inheritance, it will be more clear. Molecular basis, if you study molecular basis of inheritance, it is more clear to understand. Okay, so this pyrimidine, purine bond with pyrimidine. Okay, always purine bond with pyrimidine. Okay, so adenine always show complementarity or bond with thymine. Cytosine always show a complementarity with guanine. Okay, AT, GC or CG. Okay, this is happen in DNA. And if you come to RNA, this is same in RNA, but the adenine and thymine, that bonding you can't see. Adenine what bond with uracil, and cytosine bond with guanine. This is the case of RNA. It can be mRNA, rRNA, tRNA, whatever it is, the adenine will bond with uracil. Okay, so this is the normal casing. Always adenine will bond with thymine and cytosine will bond with guanine. Okay, so here we are moving to deal with the adenine and actually purine and pyrimidine, transition and transversion. So this is a normal case. And what are transition? Transition and transversion, we are dealing with this purine and pyrimidine actually. So normally what happened? Purine is what? Bond with pyrimidine. Okay, so normally purine is bonding with pyrimidine. So here the purine is changes to another purine. Okay, so suppose for example adenine is bonding with thymine normally. So this is changing. This is changing to adenine bonding with what? Another purine. Okay, adenine is normally a purine is changing. So here adenine is purine and thymine is pyrimidine. Okay, so in this case adenine pair with thymine, but what happened means when mutation happens, that is transition mutation takes place, this purine is changed to another purine. So cytosine bond with thymine. So here the purine is changed to another purine. This is the normal DNA having adenine bond with thymine, and some mutation happened to that particular DNA. What happened means the adenine is changed to another adenine. Adenine is changed to another adenine. That is called transition. That is purine-purine transition. Okay. Then next one is transversion. Transversion. Okay. Before transversion, discuss with pyrimidine also. So another case is one pyrimidine changed to another pyrimidine. One pyrimidine changed to another pyrimidine. That is another case. Okay, one pyrimidine is changed to another pyrimidine. Okay, example, suppose guanine bond with cytosine. Guanine bond with cytosine. Here, the guanine is the pyrimidine. Guanine is the pyrimidine. So some mutation happens. The guanine changed to adenine, which is bond with cytosine. So this is not normally happen. So when some mutation happens, this will happen. So here, the guanine is changed to another pyrimidine, that is adenine. So this is what? Transition. Okay. Some mutation happened. So one purine is changed to another purine. One purine is changing to another purine. That is called transition. Or one pyrimidine is changed to another type of pyrimidine. Okay. Another pyrimidine. That is called transition. Then what will be transition? Transversion. Just opposite. Okay. Some mutation happened. Pyrimidine change to purine or vice versa. Okay, or vice versa. Pyrimidine change to purine. Example, adenine bond with thymine. Here the pyrimidine is thymine. Here the pyrimidine is thymine. Okay, so what happened means pyrimidine is changed to purine. So adenine bond with guanine. So that is called transversion. Okay, that is called transversion. And another type, that is vice versa, another type. Here the adenine is bond with thymine. Okay, so some mutation happened to this adenine. What happened means another adenine is a purine. Okay, so instead of purine, pyrimidine will be came. Okay, so here purine is changed to pyrimidine. That is uracil bond with thymine. Okay, so this is called what? Transition and transversion. Okay, when you study these adenine, guanine, thymine, okay, that complementarity you are well known. You can easily understand the what? Base pair substitution. You can easily understand base pair substitution. Okay, then next one is base pair addition or base pair insertion or deletion. Base pair insertion or deletion. So here one base pair is either added or one base pair is either deleted. That is called base pair insertion or deletion. Okay, so addition or deletion of mutation are actually addition of deletion of nucleotides. Okay, so actually what is added? Nucleotides are added or deleted. Addition or deletion of nucleotides. nucleotide. Okay, addition or deletion of nucleotide pairs are called base pair substitution. Suppose GCATTC. This is a strand. Then their complementary strand, cytosine. Then guanine, thymine, adenine, guanine. This will be their complementary strand. So what happened means this strand, okay, this nucleotide pair is deleted. This nucleotide pair is deleted. Okay. So A T A T C T A A G. So here one nucleotide is deleted. Okay, that is called deletion. Then instead of deletion, another nucleotide is added. Okay, instead of deletion, another nucleotide is added. That is called insertion. Okay, clear? So that is the addition or deletion. So collectively we will call this addition or deletion, this type is called indel mutation. Indel mutation. Collectively the base pair insertion or deletion are called indel mutation. In means insertion, del means deletion. Okay, indel mutation. Then there are different types of this base pair deletion or insertion, that are different types of insertion mutations are there. Okay, different types are there. We will look what are the different types. What are the different types? Okay, so first one are synonymous or silent mutation. First one, synonymous or also called a silent mutation. Okay, silent mutation. So I hope you will be know about the genetic codes, codons and everything. So each codon contains 3 nucleotides. Okay, so one codon AUG, that is adenine, uracil, guanine. Okay, that is called one codon. It may contain 2 nucleotides. They are responsible for certain expression, or in more precise, they are responsible for the synthesis of amino acid. Synthesis of amino acid. Okay, so each codon is responsible for the synthesis of amino acid. Okay, actually AUG is not actually responsible for synthesis of amino acid. They are start codon. Instead of AUG, we will write some other codon. Okay, CCA. So each codon contains 3 nucleotide pair. 1, 2, 3. 3 nucleotide pair. They are responsible for the synthesis of amino acid. Okay, so amino acid combine to form protein. Ultimately, amino acid combine to form protein, and each proteins are responsible at certain trait or character. Each proteins are responsible for particular character that are expressed in our body. Okay, so ultimately this will happen. So one codon, that is codon means 3 nucleotide which is present in our DNA. Okay, 3 nucleotides which are present in our DNA, that 3 together called as one codon, and that 3 codon are responsible for the synthesis of amino acid. You will study how amino acid will synthesize and everything in the molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, and that is synthesis of amino acid, which is with the help of mRNA, tRNA, rRNA, and amino acid combine to form a polypeptide chain, and that polypeptide chain undergoes structural changes. That is undergoes structural changes, may 2-dimension, di-dimensional. Okay, so beta pleated and so many alpha helix, so many structural changes may happen. Ultimately, it give rise to a protein. Okay, protein. Then that is quaternary structure of protein. Then each proteins are responsible for the expression of a particular character in our body. So this is normally happen by the codon. Okay, now we are dealing with codon here. Okay, we are dealing with the codon. So silent mutation means, I already said, one codon one codon is responsible for the synthesis of one amino acid. One amino acid. Okay, not only one codon are responsible for one amino acid. There are different criteria may be there. Okay, so first one is one codon will produce many amino acids. Okay, many amino acids. That is one criteria. Another criteria. Okay, many codon are responsible for one amino acid. This is the two what criteria regarding genetic code. You will study genetic code is a universal code. Okay, and if you study the genetic code and certain features of the genetic code, you will understand. Okay, there is a big box providing there containing all the genetic codes. So one codon is responsible for production of many amino acids. Okay, suppose example codon CCA is responsible for the production of the amino acid lysine, then theobromine and methionine. Okay, then so many type of amino acids are there, and maybe many codon CCA, CUG. Okay, then AAC. So many amino acids, so many codons are responsible for only a single amino acid. Okay, single, that is phenylalanine. And this is not correct actually. Okay, so phenylalanine. So this is the example. One amino acid responsible for many, one codon responsible for many amino acids. Phenylalanine, then lysine, theobromine. Okay, so like that, one codon responsible for many amino acids, many codons are responsible for a single amino acid. Okay, so this is the criteria. So here, what is silent mutation? If you see silent mutation, okay, so in this mutation, changes of one codon for amino acid into another codon. Changing happen, that is one codon that are responsible for one amino acid, that is changed to another codon. I will describe this with an example. Okay, so suppose CCA, this is just a imaginary thing, CCA. Okay, that are responsible for the formation of a amino acid, that is lysine. Suppose CCA are responsible for the formation of an amino acid, that is lysine. What happened means, the codon is changed. Okay, the codon is changed. Okay, one codon for one amino acid is changed into another codon for the same amino acid. So this codon is changed to ACA. Here C is changed to A, that is ACA. But even though the codon is changed, the codon again codes for the same amino acid, that is lysine. Okay, clear? So this is one codon which are responsible for the formation of one amino acid, that is lysine, and mutation happened, and instead of C, A came. Instead of C, A came. That is, instead of cytosine, adenine will came, and as a result of this mutation, mutation happened. But even though there is mutation happened, this codon also codes for the lysine amino acid. So there will be no changes, even though the codon changed, but the result, that is the byproduct, is same, that is lysine. Okay, so here, even though the mutation happened, but it is not visible. The mutation is happened anyway, but they are not visible. So that it is called a silent mutation. Okay, we got both byproduct same, lysine. So here the mutation is not visible. That is called silent mutation. Okay, then next one is missense mutation. Next one is missense mutation. That is silent mutation. Okay, that is silent mutation. Next, second one is missense mutation. Missense mutation, or it is called non-synonymous mutation. Non-synonymous mutation. Okay, missense mutation or non-synonymous mutation. When the codon for one amino acid is changed to codon for another amino acid. Here, I am taking the same example. CCA are responsible for lysine. Okay, just imagine CCA are responsible for lysine, and CAA. Here, the C is changed to A. Here, the C is changed to A. But This codon is not responsible for the formation or synthesis of lysine. Instead of that, they will produce phenylalanine. Phenylalanine. Okay, so here we can easily understand there is a mutation happen. Why? Because instead of lysine, we are getting phenylalanine. So something is happened in the codon. Okay, so the mutation which is happened in this codon are visible. Why? Because one codon responsible for the synthesis of one amino acid is changed. Okay, for the synthesis of another amino acid. Such type of mutations are called missense mutation or non-synonymous mutation. Then come to nonsense mutation. What are nonsense mutation? So that are missense mutation. Then come to nonsense mutation. Nonsense. Okay. So nonsense mutation means one codon. Okay. The codon which are responsible for one amino acid is changed to termination or stop codon. CUG. CUG may be responsible for some other amino acid. Okay, some other particular amino acid. Okay, CUG. And this CUG is changed. Okay, some mutation happened in the CUG, and as a result of that, it is turned to stop codon. That is, C is changed to U. UUG. C is changed to U. Okay, that is cytosine is changed to uracil. So it ultimately become a stop codon or a termination codon. Stop or termination codon. So it will not produce any amino acid. It will stop that process. Okay, production of amino acid. That synthesis process will be stopped. Such type of codons are called stop codons. Okay, you will discuss all this type of stop codon. There are two types of stop codon. Okay. Then, so these are about nonsense mutation. Then, last one are called frame shift mutation. Frame shift mutation. Frame shift mutation. Okay. So, mutation that results in the addition or deletion of single base pair of DNA that change the reading frame of the translation process. As a result, there is a complete loss of normal protein structure and function. That is called frame shift. So, mutation that change the reading frame. Change the reading frame of. Okay, so the mutation that happens as a result of this mutation, reading frame is changed. Reading frame for the translation process is changed. You will study what are reading frames and everything in that translation process, which you are going to study in the molecular basis of inheritance. Okay. Then frame shift mutation, also called as Guebrish mutation. Guebrish mutation. Okay, frame shift mutation also called as Guebrish mutation. So the chemicals like acridin and profilin causes loss or addition of one or two nitrogenous base pair in the structure of DNA, leading to complete change in the reading genetic code. So what are the chemicals? Acridin and proflavin. Okay, so this acridin and profilin are the two chemicals which will ultimately changes the reading frame. How they will change the reading frame? By adding or losing. They will add or they will lose one nucleotide base pair. Nucleotide base pair from the genetic code. Okay, so ultimately what happened? They can't read that frame. So that particular protein will not produce. So it leads to the changes in all amino acid which is present or which is produced from that particular structure, so that that particular protein will not produce. So that particular expression will not show that expression of that particular organism will not show in their body. Okay. Then just see one example regarding frame shift mutation. ATG, ACG, ATG, ACG, then GAC, GAC, AGA, AAC. Okay, so this is the first strand of our DNA, and their complementary strand you want to write. Okay, their complementary strand. Or okay, I will not write in the complementary strand. I am going to induce a mutation in this strand itself. So ATG, there is no mutation happened to this codon. ATG, it is same. And CGG, CGG. Here, what happened? Some changes happen to this. That is CGG. Then ACA. ACA. Okay, ACA. Then GAA. GAA. Then AC. So here there are so many new additions are there, so many deletions are there. Okay, so due to the addition or deletion, that is addition or loss of particular nitrogen bases in the structure of DNA, which will ultimately causes the affect the reading frame of the translation. So reading frame is not contain that particular codon, that particular protein will not produce. So as a result of that, that particular expression will not expressed in our body. You can frame yourself, okay, different examples. So frame shift mutation are more harmful as compared to substitution. Okay, compared to base pair substitution, this is more harmful. Why? Because an entire frame is changed. So as a result of that entire framing, what happens? That particular protein will not produce. Okay, maybe that particular protein is more important for the basic functioning of our body. Okay, so example for frame shift mutation is thalassemia. Okay, thalassemia. We will discuss what is thalassemia at the time of what disorders. Okay, we will discuss chromosomal disorders, genetic disorders at the end of this chapter. Okay, so it is called lethal genetic disorder. Lethal genetic disorder. Okay, clear? So these are about point mutation. These are about point mutation. Okay, point mutation are of two types, that is base pair insertion, base pair substitution. So base pair substitution, we discussed transition and transversion. Base pair insertion, that are of different types, that is what non-synonymous mutation and non-synonymous mutation, nonsense mutation, and finally frame shift mutation. Okay, then we will discuss the chromosomal mutation in our next class. Okay, what are chromosomal mutation and what are the type of chromosomal mutation? Here only the mutation or changes happen to only particular genes or a particular nucleotide base pair, that is called point. Only at a point the mutation is happened, that is point mutation or gene mutation. Okay, but if you see the chromosomal type of mutation, the entire chromosome will affect, and as a result the entire structure or entire number of chromosome will be changed. Okay, so a chromosomal mutation again of two types, that is change in the number, that is numerical chromosomal aberration, and structural chromosomal aberration. Okay, all these things we will discuss tomorrow.